Hey, it's Steph. Thanks for watching today's video. I'm going to be doing my update to the Throwback 30 Project Pan. This is a project Jessica created that has prompts based on 30 different projects that the Fantastic Ladies have created. I decided to roll in all 30 items and I've been working on all of them steadily. So I will be going through every prompt, telling you what project it's based off of, and letting you know how I did the past month. Before we get into the update, if you enjoy makeup and panning content, I encourage you to subscribe because I'm doing a lot of projects. If you want to be part of this project, you have to be a member of the Fantastic Ladies Facebook group, so I will leave that linked down below. And also Jessica's channel is linked as well. The first project was 12 Days of Christmas, and I had to find a product that was based on one of the gifts from the song 12 Days of Christmas. So I chose 9 Ladies Dancing, and I rolled in my ColourPop Heart Blush in the shade Let's Dance. My goal for this was to use it 30 times, and this is what it was looking like last month after 4 uses. I was able to get an additional 5 uses with a total of 9. So here's what it's looking like now. I don't think you're gonna really be able to see anything, but in person I can definitely see that there is a dip, and I do enjoy this. It's very pink. I'm not going to swatch anything in this video because I have so many items to talk about, and I swatched everything when I rolled them in the intro, so be sure to check that out if you missed it. The second project was the 4 Seasons, and I found a product based on autumn. It's actually a liquid lipstick from Tori Bell Cosmetics, and it's in the shade Autumn. I am loving this time of year. It's absolutely perfect, and I get so many compliments on it whenever I wear it. My goal for this is 30 uses, and I had 4 uses last month. I was able to get an additional 3 this month, so I have a total of 7 uses. I'm hoping there's a weight change, but I honestly don't know. I did weigh these things before I'm filming, but I didn't have a chance to look at what they weighed beforehand, so I haven't compared them yet. But I love it. This is gonna become one of my everyday lipsticks, so I'm sure my uses will increase for next update. The next project was 50 Shades of Green. I had to find a product that was related to green in any way, shape, or form. So I rolled it in eyeshadow from my ColourPop What Dreams Are Made Of eyeshadow palette. It's the shade Dear Diary, and this is what it was looking like last month after 1 use. The shade kind of scares me. I don't know what I was thinking. But thankfully, I found a way that I enjoy using it, and so I used it 3 times this last month. And this is pretty crumbly, you guys. I have a very big dip. I have not hit pan yet. My goal is either 30 uses or pan, but look how deep that is. I think it's because I was using a very precise brush for that liner application. But this stuff just crumbles away, and it just, I don't know, it's kind of difficult and really messy, but it's really, really pretty shade. Really bold and crazy shade, but it's pretty. The next project was 50 Shades of Pink, and again, I had to find something related to the color pink. So I rolled in my Bare Minerals blush in my Northern Lights palette. My goal for this is to empty it. This is what it was looking like last update. After 6 uses in this project, it had already had pan, so I just, wanted to expand the pan and eventually empty it in this project. I was able to get 8 more uses this past month, so I have a total of 14, and as you can see, the pan is definitely expanding. This is such a thin layer of blush now. Because I've had so much use on this throughout the years, it's just wearing away, and I love to see it. I was really hoping to finish this blush by the end of this year, and I think I can do it. The next project was 50 Shades of Purple. Again, I had to find a product based or related to the color purple. So I rolled in my Bath & Body Works Paris Pink Champagne and Tulips lotion. And my goal is to finish this. This is where I started in the intro. This line was after 5 uses after it had settled down because I was kind of unsure about this mark. I don't know how accurate it is because these are about the same spacing and I used it 8 times this past month. So 3 more uses than last month. But now that I'm looking at it, I could have marked it a little lower. Oh well. I have 13 uses on this. And I need to remember to use it. I could be using this every day, but I'm just forgetting about it. The next project was 7 deadly pans, and I had to find a product based on one of the 7 deadly sins. So I rolled in a product for lust, and it is another heart blush from ColourPop. This is the shade Flirt Alert, and my goal is 30 uses. I had rolled this in last month in place of something that I decluttered. So I only have uses for 1 month on this item. And I got 3 this month, which isn't bad actually. I really enjoy this blush. It's either way less pigmented or because it's a lighter shade than the other 2 shades I have. It's just way more user-friendly. I don't have to be as careful with this one as I do with the other shades. So I really love this. I do have this on my cheeks today. It's at the end of the day, so I don't know if it's worn off at all. I love this. I'm so glad that I'm working on it. I think it's my favorite one out of the 3 shades that I own. The next project is Allie and Wonder Pan. And I had to find something based on a quote, which was painting the roses red. I had to roll in a red nail polish. For that, I rolled in my Rimmel Lasting Finish Pro in the shade Burgundy Flirt. And my goal for this is 30 uses, which is a lot for this bold of a nail color. And I had 1 use last month and did not use it at all this month. So I really need to get on it. But I know I'll get a little more use out of this when the holidays start rolling around. The next project was Beauty A to Z, and I chose the letter F. For that, I rolled in my ColourPop Super Shock Shadow in the shade Fringe. This is what it was looking like last month after 5 uses. I did end up repressing this because it was drying out. So this is what it was looking like when I repressed it. And I got 9 additional uses this past month. And I hit pan again, which is super exciting. That means this product is getting thinner and thinner. And I have 14 uses in this project. And my goal is to finish it. So this will definitely be a long haul item. But I'm happy to see use on it. You can probably tell that it's already coming away from the sides. Sorry, it's so reflective. But it's still usable. I might have to repress it again with Duraline. Hopefully not this month, maybe next month, but it's still usable, so I'm using it. Next project is Birthstone Beauty, and I chose the Birthstone for March because that's when I was born, and that is Aquamarine. So I rolled in a single shadow from Prettiest for Your Face in the shade Hidden Treasure. This is what it was looking like when I rolled it in because I didn't get any uses on it last month. And one of my goals for this update was to get uses out of items that I hadn't used yet for the last update. And I'm really happy to say that I used this twice in this last month. And this is what it's looking like. Probably looks the same, but that is fine. This is really pretty. And it actually has more of like a pink shift to it than I expected. Golden, it's very unique shade. So I'm not as afraid to use it during the fall and winter as I was before. I think I can make it work. But I'm sure I'll get like the most use out of it in the spring. The next project is Budget Beauty, so I had to roll in a drugstore item. For that, I chose my L'Oreal Infallible Powder Foundation, and my goal is to hit pan. This is what it was looking like last month after 9 uses, and I could see a dip forming. It's kind of hard to tell in photos, as you know, but I got 8 more uses out of it this month, and this is what it's looking like now. No pan yet, but hopefully you can see that the dip has gotten a lot deeper. So I anticipate hitting pan by next update. I have 17 uses so far, so maybe 30 uses total would get me to hit pan. We will see. The next project is Child of the 80s, and I picked the prompt Candyland, so I had to find a candy themed item. For that, I rolled in a roll-on fragrance from Pretty's for Your Face, and this is the shade Pink Sugar. My goal is to empty this. This is where I was when I rolled it in. This is where I was last update after 8 uses. And this doesn't really make any sense, but this is where I am after 6 uses. I may have just applied it a little more liberally. I'm not really sure why the jump is so different, but I have 14 uses total on this, and I love it. I raved about this last month, so I won't do it this month, but I would definitely repurchase this, and it lasts all day. The next project was Drop 10 Before Summer, so I chose a summer themed item, which was my Tory Bell Velvet Kisses liquid lipstick in the shade Sun Kissed. My goal for this is to use it 30 times, and last update I had used it 8 times, and I got an additional 5 uses this month. I could definitely see myself shifting to the more fall toned lipsticks versus this one where it's a lot lighter. I'll definitely keep using this. It's a great everyday shade, but I really want to focus on my fall lipsticks. So 13 out of my 30 uses. I might slow down on this. We'll just see how it goes by next update. The next project is Food for Thought, so I had to find a food themed item. For that, I rolled in another roll-on fragrance from Pretty's for Your Face, and it is the scent Mango Salsa. And I got a lot more use out of this than last update. It was full when I brought it in, so I didn't mark it, but I'm going to assume it was about somewhere here. I got 8 uses last update, so that's where this mark is, and then I used it 11 times to jump down to here. As you can see, this jumped down a lot as well. So I don't know, there may have been air bubbles in these. I didn't even think about that. I could look at pictures. Either air bubbles or I've just been applying them really liberally, but I do enjoy this scent too. It's very summery, mango. So I'm trying to get this out sooner. So I'm really focusing on this one. That's why I had more uses on the Mango Salsa versus the Pink Sugar, which is like a universal, I could use it all year long scent. But for this, I have 19 uses, and I'm pretty confident that I'll be able to use this up by next update. The next project was Gotta Pan 'Em All, and that's a Pokemon themed project. I chose the character Professor Oak, and I had to find a product that was helpful in my routine. I rolled in a makeup cleansing oil. This is the Palmer's Cocoa Butter Formula Skin Therapy Cleansing Oil, and my goal is to finish this. My line markings kind of wore off, but I could see them just enough to redraw them. So this is where I started when I rolled it in. This was after 5 uses, and this mark is after 10 additional uses. So I have a total of 15 uses on this in this project. I really want to get this out of my collection. I do not like it. It does an okay job, but I'd rather use a cleansing balm. I don't know why, cleansing balms just feel better on my face. This feels a little more greasier. So I think I have a couple more months on this. The next project was Harry Potter and the Pan of Fire. I chose the prompt Golden Snitch and I had to find a gold product. So I rolled in my Australian Gold Tinted Sunscreen. This is a Botanical 50 Tinted Face. I had 6 uses on this last month and I really wanted to step my game up. So I used it 12 additional times in this past month with 18 total uses. Unfortunately, I can't make a new mark. I can see through this, but I think a lot of the product is up on the sides, so we're still here. There's some air in here, so hopefully I will get that out soon and we can get an accurate mark. The next project is I Heart the 90s, and this is a project that I'm currently participating in on my channel, so I will leave that linked in the description box if you want to see my progress. But for that, I chose the prompt Friends, a product that I took a break from using but got back into. For that, I rolled in my Maybelline City Bronzer in the shade 100, and my goal is to finish this. I had pan on it already, so this is what it was looking like last month after 5 uses, and I got 6 additional uses on it for a total of 11. As you can see, the pan is just expanding so nicely, but I think now the outer rim is where most of the product is, so it might be a little slower moving forward, but I really enjoy this bronzer. Hopefully I'll finish it by the end of the year. The next project is Let's Get Loose, and I had to find a loose product. So I rolled in my Cody Airspun Loose Setting Powder, and my goal for this is to finish it. I had 6 uses on it previously, and I couldn't make a new mark, and this is after 16 uses. So I have a total of 22 uses in this project. I feel really good about that progress, and I do think I'll be able to finish this by the end of the year. But of course, this project goes until next year, so I have plenty of time. It'll just be really good for my inventory numbers. The next project is Lip Service, so I had to roll in a lip product, and I took the opportunity to roll in a lip product that I feel like I would never use unless it was in a project, and it is this, my Anastasia Beverly Hills liquid lipstick in the shade Potion. Now, if you've seen some of my recent videos where I'm wearing a basically black lipstick, this is what is on my lips. I've worn it twice in this past month, making a total of 2 times because I hadn't used it at all last update. So I'm really proud of myself for using this. I haven't gotten brave enough to wear it in public. So you might be seeing this a lot in my videos to get some use out of it. I'm really afraid to put this on my eyes. I know some people use liquid lipsticks as eyeliner. This is extremely old. I would say 6, 7 years old. I'm not sure. So I don't feel safe putting it on my eyes. And I really can't think of any other way to use this item. I tried mixing it with another lipstick and it just overpowered it. I couldn't even see the other color. So I would love to experiment, but I'm just not sure how. The next project is Mean Girls, and I chose the quote, "On Wednesdays we wear pink." So I found a pink product to roll in, and it is my Too Faced Peach Perfect Foundation. I had 0 uses on this last month, and like I said earlier, I really tried to at least get a couple uses out of items that I hadn't gotten any uses out of yet. And I got 7 uses out of this, and I really enjoy this foundation. The only drawback is it's like white, so it's too light for me, but it's been a great mixer with some of the other foundations I'm panning that are too dark. So I've been really enjoying this. It lasts great on my skin. I'm glad I'm finally using it because it had no use before this project. The next project was Nightmare on Panning Street. That is a horror movie themed project. So I picked the movie The Conjuring, and I had to roll in a product that I don't know what possessed me to buy. So I rolled in my third ColourPop Heart Blush. This is in the shade Baby Cakes. I had one use on this last update, and I got 0 uses this month, so it looks the same. I'm not even going to show you a difference. I'm saving this for more winter times, even though it's too dark for me. So that doesn't really make sense for my skin tone. But the actual like undertone of this blush is very berry, just very winter to me. So hopefully it'll still work for me at that time. The next project was Pan as Old as Time, and I had to find my oldest palette, which I'm pretty sure is my Tarte Hamptons Weekender Contour Palette. My goal for this is to use each shade 30 times, and I'm currently panning quite a few bronzers, highlighters, and blushes. So this is kind of taking a back burner. This is what it's looking like. And I had 0 uses last update, but I was able to use the highlighter once. The next project is the Pan of Dinosaurs. I picked the prompt Micro Raptor, which is something that has little product. And I rolled in my ColourPop Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Acid Setting Mist. My goal is to empty this, and I was really hoping to have this empty for this update, but I also wanted to use it organically. I did not want to force myself to use it if I didn't want to. And I had 14 uses on it last month. So this is where I was when I rolled it in. This is where I was after 14 uses last update, and I got another 14 uses this last month. So I have a total of 28 uses in this project, and I will for sure have this done next update. I actually have used this in multiple ways this past month. I've sprayed it on top of my foundation before I blend it out with my beauty blender. I've never done that before, but I really liked it, and I didn't think I would. I don't know why. But I really liked it that way, and I've also been using it to spray on my eyeshadow brushes when I want some of the metallics that I'm panning to be a little more, foiled, more metallic, because some of the eyeshadows that I'm panning are kind of disappointing. But that's for another day. The next project is Skin is In, and I had to find a skincare product. For that, I rolled in this formula 10.0.6 Pores Be Pure Mud Mask. My goal for this is to finish it, and I use this, squeezer to get it out. I think it's a really great use because this thing is messy. And I had 1 use last month, and I got an additional 3 uses this month, so I have a total of 4. I don't think this does anything, but I'm fine with using it. It's kind of, skincare, spa day. I usually do it on Sunday. My stepson looks at me funny every time. So I have 4 uses, and I'm pretty sure you can see in the before pictures where this was at. And I have to push it down every time I use it, so I know there's been movement. The next project is That's Expensive, so I had to find an expensive item in my collection. For that, I rolled in my Charlotte Tilbury Mini Bronze and Glow palette. And unfortunately, I forgot to grab it because I didn't use it at all. Yeah, like I said, I'm panning a lot of bronzers and highlighters right now, and I'm just saving that for a little later. The next project is That's So 2000s, and this is another project that I'm currently doing on my channel. I will have a link down below if you want to check it out. Before that, I chose the prompt VHS, which is a product you have to wind up. And I rolled in my Honest Beauty Tinted Lip Balm. This is in the shade Summer Melon. And my goal is to empty this, which I'm discovering may take the whole year. Because last month I had 11 uses and I couldn't make a new mark. This month I got 19 uses and I still can't make a new mark. So 30 uses and it hasn't moved at all. The next project is Golden Girls, and I chose Rose. So I had to roll in something that was rose, sweet, or silly. Originally, I had a liquid lipstick in for this, but I decluttered that and replaced it with my Tory Bell All That Glitters Face and Body Glitter in the shade Rose Gold. And that is another item that I forgot to grab because I haven't used it at all. So I have 0 uses on that. And I'm okay with that. I only have it in for 30 uses. And it is a very special product. Like, I would only use it for events or when I just want to elevate my look. So it's not an everyday product for me. So I'm okay that I haven't used it yet. The next project is This Is Fantasy, and I chose the Fairy, which is a plant or nature themed item. For that, I rolled in my Almond Blossom perfume from Bath & Body Works, and my goal is to finish this. Last update, I had 12 uses, and my marks are barely there, but this is where I was when I rolled it in. This is where I was after 12 uses, and I got 13 uses this month, but I have a total of 25 uses, and I just really enjoy mixing this with the other perfumes that I'm wearing, so it's really easy for me to use. Third to last project is Tiny Pans. I defined a palette in my collection with the smallest pans. So for that, I chose my Tartelette Tease palette. This is a 6-pan palette, and my goal is to hit pan in every single shade, which I have never attempted to pan all of the shades in a palette before. This is what it was looking like last month. I did a very poor job marking this because I kind of mixed my markings from last month with this month, so I don't remember how many uses I had last month, but I think it was very minimal, and this is where it's looking today. So no pans yet. Hopefully you could see the large dips in these 2 lighter shades, and you can see that the words are all worn off on these other 4 shades. So like I said, my line markings are a little bit of a mess. So I'm just gonna read them. These 2 lighter shades, I've used both of those 20 times this month. Basically every single time I did my makeup, because this is basically my skin tone, so I can just put it all over as my first eyeshadow. And then this is also very close to my skin tone, so I just put that all over my crease before any other shade that I use. So those 2 are a given with any look that I do. And then it looks like I used this shade 12 times. And then this top shade 9 times. This shade I used 12 times. And this shade I used 15 times. I use these a lot to just deepen out my crease, just with any look that I was doing. They are the deepest shades that I'm panning right now, so it's really easy to use them. Hopefully I'll have pan in these 2 lighter shades by next update. The next project is Turn and Burn. I rolled in 2 samples / minis for this prompt. The first one is my Herborian CC cream, and I did not grab that one because I have 0 uses. I have not started on that, but I am not worried about that at all. It'll go really quickly when I start using it. And then the other one is my NYX Marshmallow Primer. Last update, I had 4 uses on it, and this is where I was at. I had rolled it in brand new, so that was my first marking. And then I used it an additional 3 times, and I think this is where I am. Again, there's a lot of air in here, so there could be less. I don't know, but I have a total of 7 uses so far in this project, and I know for sure this will be an empty by next update. And then the very last project was Zodiac Panner, and you have to pick a zodiac and a color that relates to it. I chose Aries because that is my horoscope, and apparently red is correlated with the Aries. I did not know that, but now I do. So I chose a MAC lipstick. This is a retro matte formula, and it is the shade Ruby Woo. My goal for this is 30 times. This is where I was at last month after 2 uses, and I got 2 additional uses this month, so I have a total of 4 in this project, and this is where I'm at. Probably no movement. I don't expect it to have any, but I really enjoyed this red lipstick. And I think I said this last update, but I will for sure get more uses around the holidays. That's all for my update. Hopefully this video is not too long. I know there's a lot of products to talk about, but if you enjoyed it, please give this video a thumbs up. And again, if you're not subscribed to my channel already and you enjoy makeup and panning content, I encourage you to subscribe so I see you in my next video.